So, would I consider myself a hero and why? Chris, I don't think of myself as a hero. I actually think heroes are defined by other people's perceptions. So, I don't think of myself as a hero. I've never jumped into a burning building or risked my life in order to save somebody else. So, no, I don't think I'm a hero. And the next question is, what is a difficult time in your life, if I don't mind sharing? Truthfully, I've had what I think of as so many that I wouldn't even know which one to pick. I've had deaths in my family. I've recently lost a girlfriend to cancer after she fought for, 13 years to get past it. And that's been difficult for me. She and I used to work together. Next question is, how do my views on heroism affect my decisions during this event? I think my girlfriend Chris, who fought cancer and lost the battle, I think of her as a hero more than I've ever thought of myself as one. She had determination to get through some very painful treatment, and she was an athlete most of her life, and I think she faced a fatal disease, and for 12 years she won. The next question is, how did I get to where I am now? Well, not to be funny, but where I am now is in Colorado, and I grew up in Virginia, and I got here because I set a goal to be closer to you and your mom and your sister after your dad, my brother, passed away. And so when I retired, I moved out here. And so I set some goals and I met them. Looking back over my life, what would I have changed? Truthfully, there is nothing that I can think of that I would change, because I like who I am now. And if it hadn't been for the good, the bad, and the ugly experiences in my life, and the education and all of my jobs that I've had, I wouldn't be who I am today. So the next question is, what is your definition of a hero? And I think I answered that with the first question, and that's kind of someone who risks their life or faces something life-threatening. But again, I think the definition of hero is really comes from what others perceive of the word or a person who's a hero. Next question is, did I ever consider giving up? And truthfully, I'm an optimist. And a lot of people think that I just look at all situations through rose-colored glasses. But the truth be known, yes, I have considered giving up before. And the emotions that I felt during the times when I thought I would give up were anguish and, betrayal. And the next question is, how did this change the way I see the world? And really, whether it's people that I have thought of as heroes or periods where I thought about giving up, I don't think those events have changed the way I see the world. I think the things that have changed the way I see the world are terrorism and disrespect and hatred and just the lack of compassion. So those are things that have changed the way I see the world. Another question you asked is, how do you feel when you support others? And I always feel validated and self-actualized and happy and content. And I really like looking for opportunities to support others. The next question is, do you think leaders are born or created? And my answer is yes. Yes, I believe they are born, and yes, I believe they can be created. I don't see one having to be exclusive of the other. Exclusive, yeah. And I think that's because I have taught leadership to people who didn't know that they had leadership abilities in them. So I do believe leaders can be born, and I do believe leaders can be created. Another question, what are the things that you have learned? I'm not real sure what that question is related to, Chris, but I think of myself as looking for opportunities to learn new things about myself and others every day. And things that I have learned are that I can get through adversity. I can stay optimistic. I can choose my own attitude and behaviors. And I think those are the things that are most important about in my life that I have learned. And that's just kind of in general. The next to the last question is, what values do you think are the most important? And I think respect is important. I think the value of family and togetherness and teamwork is important. And I think integrity is really important. I like the idea of creativity as being important also. Yeah, so those are some values. I also value love as an action, love as a feeling. I don't know if anybody would consider that as a value, but I do. The last question is, what is your greatest contribution to the community? And I think my greatest contribution to the community has been in my service as a training consultant when I've had the opportunity to teach people about leadership and customer service and their role as leaders, no matter what hat they're wearing, whether they're a parent or an employee or a boss or a Christian or, like in your case, a Boy Scout. I think leadership happens at all levels, and it can happen for good in everybody. So that's the questions that you asked me, and I hope that you're able to receive this videotape and it does what you needed it to do. My name is Sarah Ray Pickard, and I am Christopher Ray's aunt. Love you. Bye.